There is SEMA paint job to scratch.
Yeah, let's take it easy on the paint.
We're kind of at the, how does it get to the show point right now?
We're not even working on a complete car and it's our SEMA thrash. Now that we have a running engine, I suppose it's time to put it in the truck. I mean, it's a really good running engine too.
I did hear some whispers come off the dyno with some pretty good numbers, it sounds like.
It's not like 430 horsepower, 430 foot-pounds. It's not like that's going to light the world on fire. But for really nothing but a cam swap on a 130,000 mile engine, I still can't believe it. These are our new motor mounts. It's going to be cool to try these out too.
Rather than doing the swap over to the small block Chevy adapter plate,
Right.
This one uses just the normal like 98 to 02 F-body factory mount, which is, I think it looks just a little more clean, a little less hokey, and it might even be a mount that you have the engine that you buy might even be on it already, so.
It eliminates an adapter, which, you know, is always a good thing. We're using our new transmission Crossmember 2, which is really cool because it's got just a ton of adjustment in it. So I'm guessing with the Turbo 350, it's pretty short. We'll go to these front holes, but there's all these holes in the frame, and then these holes on the mount are slotted. So, I mean, it's almost infinite transmissions we could use with this thing.
It slides like 4.5 inches forward and backwards.
Plus
there's a few sets of holes that are all in a line here that you can move forward and backwards on the chassis. 3 inches front to back there.
Right?
There's 2 inches front, there's an inch front to back here.
There's,
So,
yeah,
then those are slotted.
that's awesome.
I got 3 out of 4. Probably best to do it.
3 out of 4 ain't bad. Now it's my fault. Hold on. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Just snug as a bug.
In most cases, an LS crankshaft from the back of the block to where the crankshaft flange is, where your flex plate or flywheel bolts on, it's about 400 thousandths shorter. And so in order to accommodate that with an older Turbo 350, 400, 700 R4 transmission, we offer this dished flex plate. And what this will do is this will bolt on to the back of the crankshaft like so, and then it will allow you to bolt on your torque converter, and your torque converter will still be in the place that it's supposed to be relative to your transmission. And then the only other thing that happens is, since that torque converter is moved back slightly, you'll use this little adapter sleeve that will adapt the nose of the torque converter into the pilot in the back of the crankshaft.
I've got my dowel lined up here. You're a little bit low on the dowel.
Yeah, a little
on the
low
other
on the
side.
side, all right.
Yep.
Going the wrong way.
And mine's like, dowel is on. Like I could put one bolt in loose to keep it from backing off.
Yeah, we're just about there. So eventually, I think it'd be really cool to have a manual transmission in this thing. This was an old Turbo 350 that we had laying around from another project. We'll run it this way for a while, and we'll either build so much power that we blow it up, or we'll just get tired of spending $3 grand at going 60 down the highway, and we'll put in something else. But for now, it's going to get us on the road.
A lot of people can't screw in left and right hands at the same time. Evolution of a species right here. It's supposed to fall together, right? We don't have to
It's gonna
think
fall
about it.
together.
Yeah. I'm be fine with that.
This part I'm not worried about. You know, it's kind of like it's receiving its heart. Even though it's just a bare chassis, the moment that you drop the engine in is always exciting.
There is SEMA paint job to scratch.
Yeah, let's take it easy on the paint. Uh-oh. We were saying we're hitting
There
the
it
control
is.
arm.
Okay.
That's as far as you go.
It's in.
Hey!
Let's back out a little.
Okay. I should have seen that.
It's not going to
coming.
fix that, but it's going to get the oil filter off the frame rail where it was sitting.
I wonder if we put the front tires on some of those wheel dollies, if that would be enough.
I believe it would
Why don't
be.
we try that?
Yeah.
All right, let's try this again. You ready?
Yeah, you can go.
All right, come forward.
And then get on this side.
Okay,
What's your other side look like?
You might be able to get a bolt in here. Okay, one bolt in. I need to come down some more. it needs to come forward just a little bit. Are we out of adjustment? When we dropped this transmission down into the crossmember, we noticed that this vacuum modulator here was really close to the crossmember, and as that moves around, we didn't want to take any chances with it doing something bad. So we're gonna use this offset mount for the transmission, and that's gonna allow us to move this crossmember back just a little bit. So we're adding even more adjustability into this crazy adjustable crossmember, and it's gonna give us a little bit more clearance here so we don't have to worry about that. I hope you were really ready.
Oh yeah, we nailed it.
Let's get this thing out of here.
We can slide the engine back,
Oh yeah.
but that might be a little difficult. Wiggle. Wiggle, 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 yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I just jumped a mile.
That's good. That's good. That's fine. Let's just leave it
Okay.
there.
Man, sometimes you just don't know
Get
what you
easy
got,
there,
you know?
Hercules.
Feeling pretty good today.
Oh yeah, that came down a lot.
Looks pretty good to me.
Everything we do, I get more and more excited to drive it.
I think a C10 is a great truck to get swapped with it. Most of the engines that were in them were pretty uninspiring, you know, just workhorse engines, whether they were an inline six or like a 307 Chevy or something like that. They're done really well and really nice in a lot of these vehicles, and they drive so well and make a bunch of power for little to nothing. So it's pretty exciting to be this far and having this starting to bolt together and look like a complete chassis that we can take to a show this year. Nice paint, nice paint, nice paint. Stress. These are hard to thread in because they're metric.
So we're using these Tru-Ram manifolds. You know, they look, if you just look at them, like a stock LS manifold, but they've got big, it's like 1.75 inch primary and a 3-inch collector. And I like these because with the tube header, you know, you're constantly dealing with, even if you have the thick flange, the flange is warping and it seems like they constantly leak and you're constantly tightening down bolts. But these manifolds are kind of a set it and forget it deal. So, I mean, we may lose a little bit of top end power not having the long tubes on it that we had on the dyno, but for the compact, low maintenance nature of these, I think this is the way to go. There are people who take issue with the coil packs on the valve covers and think they're ugly and whatever, and then they try to hide them and they put them in the trunk and then they've got 8-foot long plug wires. This is why I love coil packs, because you can never get the firing order mixed up. I mean, you would have to try real hard to get your firing order screwed up. A lot of this that we're doing could probably wait, but this chassis is going to SEMA to be in our booth. And, you know, we want to kind of highlight the fact that, like, basically, except for the frame rails and, you know, some of this stuff on the engine, all of this came out of our catalog. And so we're going to have little tags that label all the parts. So it's important that we have as many parts on this rolling chassis as we can.
We're kind of at the how does it get to the show point right now.
We're not even working on a complete car, and it's our SEMA thrash.
Oh, this is there's a lot of pieces here that have got to line up at once. Like a glove.
Look at that.
The steel. Right on. This stuff kind of falls together. I'm liking that.
So this Bill's bracket kit that we're using will work with all 3 offset balancers. So the short, like the Corvette balancer, the F-body balancer, and then the truck balancer. And we just sell these spacer kits to kind of go in behind it. And so that's what we're doing here is, since we have the long truck balancer on this engine, we're putting the spacer kit between the bracket and the head to get the belt spacing where it's supposed to be. So this goes like so.
Right. With 2 bolts and nuts on the back.
2 bolts and nuts on the back, yeah. There must be a spacer that goes behind this because this back here is threaded. That nut must just be on the top. Don't look bad.
That's one of them G-dang compressors.
Gee,
Gee, dang. That thing is clean.
I'm still not fully convinced that the first version of this truck is actually going to have air conditioning. I'm perfectly content to just roll down the windows. But here at SEMA, you know, I think it'll be good for us to show this bracket kit comes with both sides. And then if we decide that we want to wait on the air conditioning, we'll just reuse the stock tensioner here on the water pump, and then that'll take up this side of the drive setup. So we'll see, but at SEMA it'll have this nice shiny AC compressor on it, and I think it'll be a good deal. You know, this is exciting. Like, it doesn't even look like a truck, but to have something go to SEMA and be on display, sit in the Speedway Motors booth, it's really exciting for me. It means a lot to me to have the opportunity to do that. Everything but the frame rails and, you know, the guts of the engine are off of our shelves. We have just so much stuff for these trucks, and so this is just a great way for us to show that. All right, we made it to SEMA. It's been awesome to have this thing in the booth. Lots of people have been asking questions about it. We made all of these little part signs to show just the ridiculous number of our products that are on this thing. And it's also been really cool to have it here just as sort of a point of pride. You know, we took this from, you know, not that long ago. This was an awful, rusty, hacked up frame with an awful rusty hacked up cab on top of it, to have taken it this far to something that can sit in our booth at SEMA on our 70th anniversary and sort of show off all of our product and show off what we've done. It's been amazing. It's been an honor to have it here. And now we need to finish it up. You know, it's great to have a rolling chassis, but we're ready to have a truck around it. So next step is bodywork and paint, and then we'll be on to final assembly, and hopefully we get to drive the thing soon.